Yes.
is your everything, including your God that you want to choose to believe in. It's all a want. It's all a want. I'm choosing to want to not to believe because of what I'm reading. You're choosing to want to believe because of the feeling it gives you to want to believe that this is real. And that's why I'm not arguing with you. That's why I want to talk.
And that's what I said, because I love when you asked that. You were like, why do you believe? And I said it's like I want to believe because if if we go on the other side and he's real, okay,
Then I got some explaining to do.
can you explain to me? Uh, But that's why I believe I want to believe. I can't say I believe. I want to believe
Hmm.
in case he does end up being real, but I'm not convinced. Like you can't convince
It's not
me
rational to me.
you can't convince me that you control everything. Then why do we live in such a chaotic world?
You know what that explained to me? Somebody explained to me that God can't. Hmm. Did they use the word can't or won't? But hey, we believe in what we want to believe in anyway. So go with can't or won't.
Yeah.
But God can't interfere with humans because that'll be breaking his own law, which is kind of like why some people believe that Jesus is God. Not only does the Bible say this that he is, but that's much later in there. Like that's why I don't like to believe in much later stuff because you had time to come up with something. But he can't interfere with things because that will be favoritism or but
Again,
I'm
who cares if he's God? He makes the rules. If you
that's
make
what
the
I thought.
rules, why can't you break your own freaking rule?
But isn't breaking, well, could breaking the rules be what we call contradictions? Because how can we even grow without contradictions? Contradictions is is practically me changing my mind on something, or me think well, it's the same thing, me thinking about something. So well, dang, kind of like, hey, I had a contradiction earlier. I had a contradiction that the book of Enoch was talking about a civilization prior Adam and Eve, meaning that Adam and Eve wasn't the first ones. But nah, the book says it promptly, several times that Adam, the first man of God, and this and that. But it also then listen to it some more, like, oh, they talking about those things that the Bible didn't talk about, those begot people, those begat niggas. Those begat cats. They talking about them. That's what it is. That's why it seemed like it was before Adam and Eve. Because I'm like, why are these people so sophisticated? For one, because it was a time span where, oh, to make more sense, somewhat, I guess, is that Adam and Eve had three kids before, according to the Book of Jubilees, before Cain
Before Cain and
killed
Abel,
out. Yeah, no. Before Cain killed Abel,
or
he
before
had a
Cain killed Abel.
sister. It was another female on Earth supposedly. Now it doesn't speak of people outside of those. Let's just say five for now for this case.
But
Uh,
apparently, I don't know where I read it, but apparently there was still other people that were on the earth outside of them.
according to what Cain said, like when God told him that he's gonna have these. But basically, when God stalled them out for murdering, even stalled, hey, stall them out, Debo, stall them out and let them go free. And Cain was like, well, if I go free, somebody gonna find me and they gonna kill me. So who are these other
Who
people that
was
they
these
talking
people?
about? No, I haven't come across anybody, any book that explains them. It only talks about Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel for the most part. They also had about nine other kids outside of them two, or a total nine other kids before the flood. Now, the flood, it doesn't speak on these
So,
people
but
outside
even
of the
on the
flood.
right, so in order for you to destroy all the people, there had to be a lot of people on the earth.
At that time, it was before Cain and Abel. I mean, before Cain, but after Cain and Abel, it was most definitely a civilization because of the giants and what's that Babylon that they talked about? All them, yeah, it was a flood, but I mean, it was a civilization of people. But
Civilization. Mhm.
prior to death of Abel, of what whoever Cain is talking about, it doesn't give any explanation of
Nation
those
of who
cats. Who the
yeah,
heck are those cats? Because it didn't get populated, or it didn't get, yeah, the earth didn't get populated according to scripture until after Cain got departed and he found whoever he married somebody. You know what? It does speak of a person that he married that wasn't his sister, but it was supposed to be his sister. If I
what?
recall, like the Bible speaks of another name, I think, and I think the Book of Jubilee has a different name of who Cain
Had married.
took. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, but yeah, what I think it is that people are way entirely one-sided in what they perceive to be to themselves, meaning that I think if you're going to believe in any religion that you're choosing to believe in, why won't you do the research on the branches of said religion? They could be totally wrong, but they do stem from something within the religion that you believe in there. So why won't you take the time out to read up on them versus reading up on Buddhists, or read it up on Hindi and all this? Instead of reading up on them, study yours to the ins and outs.
Yeah, because when I started researching and I found that the Bible prior to like 16 something is totally different than the Bible that we allegedly read now.
Hmm.
Like
That's
it's
what the
totally different. Like there's stuff that's added into it or whatever like that. And then like the King James, like nobody has researched who the heck King James is.
I've been looking for this cat forever now. Since I've been doing this, I've been going heavy on this for like the last 3 to 5 years. I cannot find anything on King James. Well, I've heard I might have to contact Ice Cube because he got it in one of his songs. How he said something about shoot. Matter of fact, I think it was in No Vaseline. No Vaseline, that diss song to NWA in there, where he had mentioned something about, but you believing in King James. No, it wasn't No Vaseline. I remember it wasn't. But
Mm,
but King James, who was a motherfucker or something. Basically, he was boinking his own mom and all that
mm,
time, which a lot of that was happening anyway because those other kids that Cain and Abel got, brothers and sisters, they were marrying each other. So all those begots are all siblings to one another. It's
I mean, it goes back to the question like
nephews,
if
siblings and nephews and
everything
nieces.
if everyone came from Cain and Abel, how come we're all not related? I mean, if everybody came from Adam and Eve, how come we're all not related?
Because of this. Well, I guess technically we are, by if we're all humans and we all come from one soul human at one point in time, or two soul humans to make one at one point in time, then we all technically are related. But due to the fact that everybody got flooded out except for Noah and his people, we're now the spinoff of Noah and his people now. We're the spinoff of Abraham's crew, which also, going back to what I said about, if I'm saying it right, about why God don't intervene with humans, is favoritism. That's BS. That's BS, because God 100% shows favoritism to only Abraham and his bloodline, Noah and
Yeah.
his bloodline. That's all the book is about,
That's
really.
all the
Those
book
other
talk, and it talks about the Israelites or whoever,
Israelites.
or the Hebrews, or whoever is supposed to be
Hmm.
that line. Either the Hebrews or the Israelite,
The
whichever
Israelites,
one
but
is.
they're people of Hebrew.
Yes,
Like, I
okay, that's
don't
it.
Hebrew, yeah, but because if you look up Hebrew, it means black or dark skin. So when people be talking about this Semite and anti-Semitic or anti-Hebrew and all, like, nigga, it's all black. Semite, it's the same thing. Look it up. It had people of color or dark
Color.
skin. Hebrew. It's not a race per se, or like we like to have but it's or a language per se. It's like wrote in one. People
Okay.
of dark color or dark
Colors. Okay,
skin,
gotcha. Are
Hebrew.
all Hebrew.
So yeah, so we're all Hebrew. We're all Semites, or some sort of speak. But yeah, I think we're the now descendants of Noah, which is the descendants of or the ancestor to
To
Moses and all the mother cats. They're all part of the same bloodline. And God even said it himself, I'm gonna take these people to be my people.
my
Everybody
people.
else on the planet are just here.
Yeah.
So the whole favoritism thing, that I think that can't be it. I don't think that can be it. But if it
And
was,
why would you favor, why put them on here if you're not going to favor them? Like if you took them out, why would you just not, and you reset everything after the flood, then why didn't it just stay that way? It's storming here and my lights just flicker. So if I go out, it's because it's storming here real bad. So I don't know what the electricity's gonna look like.
okay. I think to add more to what you were saying, why would you put these people here or something like that to take them out? Um, Again, that's just how the Bible is written. Like, I I talk about the perspective of the Bible more so than anything, because this seems like that's what not only America but Earth, that's what it fixate on. What the Bible says, whatever God in the Bible, that's what Earth fixate on. That's what it seems like. So that's why I
I agree.
particularly talk about the Bible more so than any other spin-off where we just like the Jubilees, the Book of Enoch, which is all Bible or biblical text. It just wasn't, it just didn't get put in the Americanized version of King James Bible that we all talk about or
Hmm.
believe in. So that's what I talk about more. But when you go do the research on the spin-offs of it or the other branches of where this expands from, like the dark, what they call it, the Dark Sea Scrolls. You ever heard of that? Those are supposedly where Enoch came from, and it speaks of it speaks of what's his name? Judas. Is it Judas? Yeah, Judas. How it's I've heard, I haven't got there yet. I've been looking for this particular book, but it speaks of a book of how Jesus and Judas had a talking to, meaning basically setting up everything to go the way that it
To
went.
go the way that it went.
So yeah,
Mm.
so Judas didn't really betray God. I mean Jesus. Jesus told him that do this, and I have to die in order for this. I
Mm.
have to have this happen. So Judas
Right.
went along with it.
Oh,
Now, I haven't got to anything about that. I've just heard things about that particular
gotcha.
book. But going off the Bible, those portions where it does talk about Judas, it does speak of Judas really didn't or really wasn't thinking about betraying him, or the so-called spirit didn't jump into him until after Jesus said what he said at the Last Supper. So all that other stuff prior was just BS. Kind of like
Yeah.
similar to what I said about Jesus becoming the Jesus that we talk about after he was baptized. He didn't get baptized until he was what